so nice. I have an air conditioner running though, so that's like gonna be impossible. But that's alright. Let's see here. Let me shut up. Does that mute me?
I'm going to get you guys another gig.
What do you mean another gig?
Remember the other one?
Vaguely.
Well, what about another one?
Murray, I was thinking perhaps we could do gigs at night.
No.
Yes, most bands play at night.
Not again. We've talked about this.
Most bands play at night.
It's too dangerous out there at night.
We go around walking around at night all the time.
Well, you know, anything could happen. You could get run over, pickpocketed, fall down a manhole, bump into people, murdered. Imagine that. Or even just ridiculed.
We've never been ridiculed.
No.
You haven't?
No.
Well, that's a surprise. I get ridiculed all the time.
I love that damn show. I have to give Logan and Lindsay props. People told me about it for years and I never watched it, which doesn't even make sense. So good. So I'm just basically sketching some ish for some Kickstarter backers who helped me fund my art book. They selected the art book and the drawing, the black and white drawing tier. So I'm just finishing that up. I had a bunch of stuff kind of derail me. One person took them a while to get me their information, and then the rest all told me to take my time, which is the worst thing you could ever tell an artist. I'm just telling you. But I had all these art shows and had to get those ready, which isn't like an excuse. Basically everybody was cool with stuff coming a little bit later, and it's still May, so it's not like I didn't meet my obligations. But I shipped out an art show to Seattle and it got lost, and so I had to decide if I wanted to do it again, because it wasn't something where they shipped my stuff out. I volunteered, so I paid for it all. I lost like 6 original artworks. We'll see if I'll get them back. I'm filing a claim. Hopefully I do. But that took some time, because that's like a deadline that I had to fulfill along with work and other stuff. So anyway, and I also kind of wanted to stream some of it. And mad props to all the podcast people, because man, setting this up just took like an hour. I almost like lost all interest in drawing. Just because of the setup taking a second. Shout out to the homie Matt Campbell. He showed me these amazing white paint markers. They're like mad cheap too. They almost work like white out. They work better than all the other ones I've ever bought, and they're like super cheap and on toned paper. It just looks super cool. It like really makes this stuff jump. So I'm just going in on this with like literally no idea what I'm doing. Just kind of releasing some steam. I hope everybody's having a great holiday. This pen is actually pretty bad. It's bleeding, leaking. probably actually mute myself for a second. I'll let you hear the beat. I can't do a New Zealand accent even if I tried. This dude's gonna be long in the tooth. I love this beat. I'm gonna pause my voice and turn this up. I named this beat Scooby and Them because it sounds like some Scooby-Doo stuff. Let's see, get a little highlight on there. Make the tongue like weird and popalicious. Like you don't want to overdo it either with the white. I used to just use colored pencil. I probably should, but I'm just having way too much fun with this one. So.
Pop the lid up that doja, hot box of bridge enclosure. She's only as gold as he grows her. This I'm already know, sir. Rock the lot of these posers. Momentum momentum swings us closer. Readjust the motor. Run a diesel that's colder than solar. Lift up on these bits up. Buttermilk spineless life forms. I'll leave on the life form. Watch and observe the hive swarm. Shit, my mind's torn. Speaking in patterns of rhythm. Gaia's metronome ticks. All of the atoms up within him. Smashing at a different vibration towards the wisest location. Not even sure if there's occupation or if they'll embrace him. Brought some tasty lacings to shatter ice if there's any. Prepared for reincarnation in spite of the friendlies floating the wind. Been the glow to the gin. Finally formed a bridge between the watchers and the men. All of the fodder is in. Dissipates on the landing. Are these fuckers ready to ingest the Yeti's endless ranting?
That's funny. There was a second verse on that song. I didn't realize it cut off. Now I'm seeing when I turn this sideways, this looks kind of like a fish's face or something, so that's what it is. It's just the way it's gonna be. Should really just use a micron for this black, but I don't know, man. It's just kind of the way today is going. I'm just kind of in a big pen mood. Literally the only utensil I used for 20 some odd years. If you can get good with ink, man, you can do anything. So if you can figure out how to cover up a mistake while freestyling with a Bic, you can do anything except be president. A lot of shading with pen. It's kind of a lot like the direction you're going should go with the flow of the material. Like this eye's fold goes down this way, or the eyelid, so you want to go along that way. That's kind of how cross hatching works too. That makes it look so cool when you pull it off right. Is you kind of want to like have each plane have like a different direction, maybe even like a different width between the lines. So now when I get that eyeball a little bit of highlight. So now that it's like aquatic in my head, this looks like it could be a tentacle of some sort. I'll go ahead and make this tentacle-like. Maybe do some tentacles here or something. But maybe it'll be like wires and cords. Since I had so many wires and cords setting this live stream up. And this is all just an exercise in staying sane. Just grabbing a notebook and drawing some wild stuff. I'm gonna have this coming in like it's plugged in. Don't know what this creature is, but it runs on a lot of power. The white didn't do much for those, but that's okay. That's just fine and dandy, man. With big pins, if you can if you have a finesse and not too much of a heavy hand, you can get some really good shading. I've never sat there and gotten super involved. Some people make super realistic big pen drawings. I know I could. I'm just being honest. I could. You kind of hit a point after you've drawn most of your life where you can kind of do anything. I feel I don't know. But some stuff is just so tedious and time consuming that it's not even really fun to do. So I'm like, why even do it, man? Even if it was I don't know. I guess if it was a commission for tens of thousands of dollars or something, maybe I'd do it. But realism's tough. I mean, it's no matter how you look at it, realism is generally somewhat time consuming. I'm gonna put some teeth in here. Just indications, because could be like a whale. That could be an underbite. They could be sharp. We don't know. Then I'm just going to fill in the little gaps in between because there wouldn't be any light. Whether they were fangs or molars. He should have some sort of like head fin. But it'll just be some sort of flowy thing, so who knows? I mean, I know, but who knows if anyone will catch the weird side view of this. Another weird thing about streaming is it's very claustrophobic. Like I have like all this stuff around me. It makes me like not as loose as I would normally be as far as like stroke size and stuff. But it's fine. It's all groovy. It's all working. I'm going against what I just said earlier. The shading should go down along this pen bled a little bit. But we definitely needed to go along with the flow of the tentacle thing. And I'll probably actually even use pencil. It's kind of a background tentacle, and I really want it to be in the background. And most of this crazy stuff we call drawing is just fooling the eye of the viewer. Let me see if I got this pencil will work really good. Give it a little bit of an underlay there. Sometimes it works. See, like that doesn't really blend in too well, so I guess I'll just go with a little bit darker stroke here. And a little harder line around this tentacle. And then highlighting this one. Should make it stand out against the last one. I just gotta get a little bit more dark in here. I think what will really pop this out will be grab a micron, homie, and micron the shit. Micron. Just because I want this to be apparent that it's on top, that the eyeball is below, or like in the gap, I should say. But then, so you pull out something like this, right? Then you see that this black is darker than a lot of stuff. So now you gotta bring this black through. Otherwise it'll stand out, it'll look like a mistake or something to people. But if you bring that black through now, and hit some areas with some dark black, it will make it look proper. Plus sometimes just hard lines on illustrations can be quite jazzy. Especially on your dark side. Depending on where you've, decided the dark side of your artwork is. My baby chicks are over screaming. I don't know if you can hear them, but they have discovered flight and being out and exploring, so now they have to cry a lot because they're begging to come out and explore, which is pretty rad. I think I'm gonna call this one done. I think it's weird enough. I think it should work. Look for some imperfections to fix. Looks pretty good. Art is never finished. It is just abandoned. Someone said that. Someone probably pretty famous said that. And it's funny because it's true, because I'll go over to like someone's house who has a piece of mine from like 20 years ago or something, and I'm like, man, you should let me borrow that so I can make it better. And no one's ever let me, actually. But that's cool. I guess I'll go ahead and sign this one. I'm gonna do it like my art school teacher taught me, like right next to the drawing. So let's see. I've got, here's one I did recently. He's putting his hand into a red Solo cup, and it's coming out of a floating castle tower. What else? I think I should draw on this one for a second. I actually did have to pencil this one out a little bit, like a hack. I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. I think I might just start something new. Maybe not though. Maybe I'll just finish this one. I'll load up more music. Wow, that sucked. I knocked that whole shit over. Weird. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm not sure if I screwed up my configuration, but that's alright. Let's just go for a new one. See what happens. Sometimes these exercises are just fun, like doodles with planes. See how it turns out and shit. It's always a treat. This guy's just gonna have a bottle mouth. Why is this song playing twice? Oh, this beat's alright. I guess we can let it play. Let's see, with a micron, I can kind of smooth this out. I like going rough like this. Because then you can block it out and it has a lot more character. Excuse me. Alright, I figured it out. This dude is gonna be... Let's see, how would that work? He's gonna be watering his own head. He's gonna have him holding a waterer, but I think his... There's not enough room. So I think his finger is going to be the water spigot. I know, I'm a hack using pencil. But I really can't think of how this would block out, so... That's how I'm rolling, dude. I don't know how many times this beat has been on here, but I apologize. Okay, dude. All right. I'm going to come back to this later. I got to grab some grubbage. But I'll just pick up where I left off, most likely. In case anybody's watching. Oh, that 100% has to be a thing. Because it's so weird. Just to have the tricep and like armpit area, pat, like all of that just blacked out. As like a block. It really makes no sense. But aesthetically, I like it. It's all about planes, man. Planes. I guess that's how you spell like airplanes too, but and random triangles and squares, dude. That's always something you gotta have. Just gotta have them. Anyway, if you were watching, thank you, and I'll see you soon. I'm gonna start doing this regularly. I gotta check it to make sure the sound is good. No one was in there to tell me in the chat if the sound is good, so which is fine. I don't think anybody's watching, but if you are, word up, peace. Thank you for your